Okay, I have all my tools, my cutters, my round nose, my bent nose, my wire straighteners, my chain nose. I have 28 gauge non-tarnishing copper, and I have 20 gauge non-tarnishing copper. And and we have Smithsonite, or opalite. For this particular item, I don't think I'm going to use a Smithsonite. It's very thin. It's pretty. It comes from overseas. It's hard for me to get. I can get these very easily. And so I prefer doing gifts with something that I can get very easily. So that always looks real good with copper on it. And then I have rose gold plated chain, which I didn't bring out because I'm not there yet. And this will be different parts video because my phone heats up and I don't know how to use my computer for videoing. I use it for going live, and when I go live on my computer, it makes me sound muffled even after getting a microphone for it. I haven't really tested it to see what it sounds like yet, but I did do a video, went on somebody's channel, was it yesterday, and it's at the end of the channel to where I received the microphone, and I did do a test, but I hadn't had a chance to watch it. And what we were doing, we were making a tree of life. This is a I want to say, I know it's not a 25 by 18, it's the next size up. Thinking a 30 by 20, I'm not sure. I've had these for a long time. And it's been a while since I've done a tree of life. But the first thing I want to do, this is what I do. I just kind of make a circle around my stone to give me an idea of how big I need the wire. Smaller stone, smaller wire. And so you just kind of bend your wire. To where to fit on the back of your cabochon. Don't want it to be too small, but you want to make sure something like that. You know, you know. And you just kind of bend your wires across from each other like that. And we're just going to kind of go with that. That should work. Okay. And so we won't need the stone for a little bit. I use my measure, any kind of thing to measure it by. And this usually changes down the road. And then you just kind of making out where your bell might be on here. So I'm going to use, well, don't scratch your wire up like I'm doing, okay? That's not what you do, but you just find a point. And it looks about right. And make a little bend in there. And just kind of shape your wire. And so there's our beginning. And so that's how it begins right there. And so your next step, sorry if I was out of screen, is to cut. I usually cut 9 strands of 28 gauge and fold them in half, which makes 18 branches. 7, you can do 7, but your tree will be skimpy. So then you would take a 28 gauge wire. So then I'll try to figure, it's going to be twisted and everything, and it's got to fit across here. And so I just kind of give it a measurement, a rough measurement, something like that. And so now I'm going to cut that. And then I will cut 9 this long. And if you want measurements, so probably best just to go by your stone. So this ended up being 10 inches. This is probably like almost a 12 inch, probably 11 inch piece of wire here. Sounds about right. And so that's the beginning of a tree life. And so now there's a whole lot of cutting these of the same size 9 times. And then once you get them, say that I've already got them all cut, right? What I do is I find another piece of, like any kind of wire. This is strong. I fold them in half. I don't like using the piece that I'm going to do my work on. I fold them in half. And I use, like, this is very strong. And so I do this and I wrap them around. Whoop, went the wrong way. Fold them in half. Let's try this again. You don't want to keep straightening these wires or rubbing them because they're so thin they will break. And these are going to be your branches. But I use some strong piece of wire to create this kind of effect. And some people don't go through this. Everybody does their tree of lives different. And then after I do that, and I get them all like this with the little loop, I'll slide them on to the piece I'm going to be working on. That way, the frame of my tree of life don't get all bent up. So once I get 9 of these on here, and then I will start to I will bind these together down at the end, and then I will weave the bell. Actually, this is too much wire. I could have done a lot less because I'm probably going to don't be scared to use too much wire, you know, when you're going to do your work, because it's better to have a little too much than not enough. And so I'll probably end up cutting almost 2 inches off from each side. I haven't made one in a while, so I'm a little out of practice with it. So let me cut 9 of those and see if the phone don't heat up. Okay. So I have 9 cut. So let's fold them in half. Trying to make sure there's a good length, because if they're not, it'll be hard to make it work. No, let's see. And I said, everybody has a different way of making their tree of lives. There's a million tutorials on this out there too. But this is the process of mine, how I do it. And so this is going to be part 1. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download it. And you can check back for part 2, because it's already going on 12 minutes, 13 minutes. And my phone heats up. So when I start making the bell, I'll come back and make another video. But you just continue to get these are your branches. You could just continue to get your branches ready. And I don't like bending up my my frame, so that's the way I do it. Okay, thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and look for part 2.